God bless you, everybody. Welcome to the CARversation. You can bring your head on in and say hello to the people. I have a guest writer today who is no stranger to you all that are that live stream with the City of Truth International. She is my wife. I call her Pastor Lady Baby, but she has her own identity. Her name is Janine. How y'all doing today? So this is a special CARversation. Special. So you may be asking, well, what is the subject gonna be today? I don't know. I'm just driving you along for the ride. I have her. Amen. As you see her now, she is going to get her hair did, getting some things put in it. Amen. Oh, speaking of which, you do have the
Yes, I have everything I need.
Oh, okay. Making sure.
Got the money,
Make sure she got everything she needs. We ain't making no U-turns. Not today, but no. Just glad to be able to come to you. It's a hodgepodge of stuff. I'm going through an array of emotions today. Today I'm celebrating our her father and mother in love and my daddy and mommy's 58th wedding anniversary.
Woo-hoo!
My daddy just turned 78 on the 7th, and today they are celebrating 58 years of marriage.
Yes,
wow.
Yes.
And they have inspired so many.
Many.
They've inspired us.
Yes.
My daddy has set the bar high as it relates to how to love his wife and how to support his wife and take care of the home. I'm so thankful for his example.
Yes.
You know, I look at things even now at the age that I am, and I always go back in my mind and I'll ask him questions like, you know, what were you going through, if you remember? What was going on through your head and through your life at this time when you were my age? And just to hear, you know, because I know what goes on, and I have that added layer of ministry and things of that nature, and you know, being a watchman, if you will, over other people's souls and lives and giving spiritual direction and things of that nature. I know that at times these things can become challenging.
Yeah.
They can be heavy. Just be real. And so, you know, to see how my father navigated through all these things while having responsibilities of taking care of my grandmother, you know, down when she was, I say down south, we always say down south, but she was in Arkansas. And so that was a responsibility. That was an added layer of duty that had to take place that a lot of people don't know about, in support for her, as well as other things. He was taking care of us, and then as well as ministry responsibilities as well. So I'm like, man, oftentimes we don't look at it like, how did, you know, he never gave up. He never checked out. He never was gone for days on end. Like, okay, I'm out. You know, I can't handle the pressure, so I'm going to leave for about 2 days, or for 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 months, and just try to deal. No, he was there. He was present. He was active. But it's like, man, we got to be real about these things, about, you know, when have responsibility and duty. Sometimes we just don't feel like growing. We don't feel like, you know, doing grown-up stuff.
Well,
we don't feel like adulting. That's the word I'm looking for.
Adulting.
Don't feel like adulting. Would you agree? I mean, sometimes you just want to get something on your face. Sometimes you just want to.
Oh, thank you, baby.
I think that was moisturizing, baby. I got you. Sometimes you just want to check out, you know, and just, you know, sometimes you just want to be selfish. Get on the camera, let me know how you want to be selfish at times. Don't act like every time you sacrifice that it is a joy to sacrifice.
Oh, no. I just remember when I was younger, you know, we always have in our mind when we are younger that we want to be older. You know, when I was 15, I wanted to be 18. When I was 18, I wanted to be 21, and so on and so forth. You know, just want to be grown. But, you know, looking back, you know, and just having responsibility is like, take me back. Can I go back in my own room and like in my own parents' place, you know, just to be a kid again?
Before there was a mortgage, before there was rent money, leases, all that.
All that.
Can we just go back to the days of dependency.
Can we just do that, please?
Before there were bills, car notes, electric bills,
all of that,
gas bill, water bill.
Everything now is on the adult. It's on you to make it happen in the sense of responsibilities and paying these things. But you know what? I'm thankful for being an adult, because my childhood and my young adulthood taught me about life, and it taught me to rely on Christ.
Yes, Lord.
Because without him, where would I be without him? What path would I've taken, and so, having the Lord in my life, and I know that people can testify about this too, you too, it just makes a big difference when you have someone you can lean on, as an adult, to help with your decisions and plans and guidance and things. That's what we do. We ask him for the leading, and I hope you do, maybe people don't, but praying and asking God for direction and guidance on the next, it just takes some pressure off of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As being an adult, just takes pressure off of you, because now you're having to, what is the word I'm trying to say? You're having to check in with someone higher than yourself now, right?
So we have divine help, but also divine help comes in the form of having earthly examples.
Well,
find you somebody to emulate. Find you someone to imitate. Find you somebody to honor. Now, I understand you may have came up in a household where the father was absent, the mother was absent. You didn't have any type of positive parental figures or guardians in your life. But don't let that scar you, and don't let that cause you to think that there's no type of a parental example or manly example or womanly example in the year, that there's nobody that you can look to that the Lord will use in your life, right, so that you can model yourself after. I understand it may not be the people that birth you, but you can find somebody that the Lord will bond with you, and that you can get some inspiration and get some impartation and get some revelation from in order to know how to govern yourselves. You don't have to be a product of your bad, ugly environment.
Right.
And so many times I believe people use that as an excuse to say, well, because I did not have this in my life, or because I didn't have this type of person in my life, then that's the reason why I am what I am. Right. And I've learned that you can learn from the good, you can learn from the bad, you can learn from the ugly and otherwise in your life. The deficiency in your life is not an excuse for you to behave or to act the way you do. You can be inspired by what you did not have, so that you can be there to give to others what they need. Come on now. You can find out you can discover the positive or discover the healthy, even though you grew up in an unhealthy manner. You know what I'm saying? We talk about this all the time as it relates to the example of nutrition. Right. There are certain things that we grew up in, that we ate, that we now see isn't the best or the healthiest alternatives to us. So do we continue to eat it, that our blood pressure will be skyrocketed, that we will have type 1 or type 2 sugar diabetes? Do we continue to eat these things so that we can have our feet cut off and our toes cut off and all these things? Do we continue to make excuses because we didn't know about dietary this, and we didn't know about high fructose corn syrup, and we didn't know about red dye number 5? So because we didn't grow up knowing that and we ate that, then surely we have to continue in that same lane and in that same vein and eat it until we die, or until we have no limbs, or until we go blind, because that's all we know.
Listen, we have to be intentional about wanting to be better, and that's with anything in life. We have to be intentional to want to be better, and when we see better, you want to seek out, and research. It's a choice. It's just a choice, people. It's just a choice. There is things and resources out there that can equip you for being better. Don't be bitter. Be better. Don't stay in the place that you're at, thinking that woe is me, nobody's going to help me, or nobody has helped me. Help yourself. Get it in your mind that I want to change, I want to do better. So when you do have that mindset, start researching, start looking into different things that can be able to help you better. Like he said, the one example is having role models, having people that you can look up to get inspired.
Finding you somebody. Ask the Lord to let you find somebody.
Yeah.
Find somebody to honor. Find somebody that you can don't again be so hard and so bitter or so closed. We talked about that some weeks ago as relates to being heavily guarded versus heavenly guarded. Don't be so heavily guarded by yourself that you are not being open and exposed to what the Lord wants to show. You got to understand that better is out there.
Yeah.
Don't think that there's nothing better. Don't think that this is all there is to it.
Yeah.
You've got to know that there is a better alternative,
yeah.
a better way of thinking, a better way of living, a better way of being a husband, a better way of being a wife, a better way of fathering, a better way of doing your business, a better way of ministry, a better way of pastoring, a better way of leading, a better way of being an example. There's always ways of improvement.
Right.
But if you feel as if it's not, or if you're shut down by bitterness or closed-minded because of pride, by thinking that this is the best I can offer and the best there will ever be, you will never take advantage of the time to grow and to mature and ultimately be transformed. Boy.